Hello dear students, this is Dr. K.R. Khandare with a new lecture of semester 4th paper 2nd Plant Ecology and Biodiversity TYBSc Botany. Students, here we are going to study causes of impact of human activities on environment. So in the last lecture we had studied that there are various impacts of human activities on environment. Here we are going to study causes of impact of human activities on environment. See, there are different causes of impact of human activities on environment. First one is technology. As we know, technology playing very important role in human life. But consequently, on the other hand, technology is one of the cause of human activity which have its impact on environment. The application of technology often results in unavoidable environmental impacts. So, as we know, technology have great causes on environment, and it is an important cause of human activity on environment. If you go in scientific manner, or the second law of conservation of mass principle and the first law of thermodynamics, that conservation of energy, it says that the material or the resources or the energy that are moved around the or manipulated by technology, environmental consequences are increasable. So whatever resources we have, so human should use that resources only. But what happen, human being goes towards technology, and due to technology there are various losses takes place of environmental losses are takes place. Second one is agriculture. So the environmental impact of agriculture varies based on the wide variety of agricultural practices employed around the world. So we, from ancient period, we goes for agricultural practices. Human, particularly human being, is the only animal in the universe who did this practice. But there are various causes of impact of human activities on these environment due to agricultural practices. Human being or agriculture practice is one of the cause of impact of human activities on environment. So the environmental impact of agriculture varies based on the wide variety of agricultural practices employed around the world. First one is fishing. Fishing is one of agriculture practices. So around the world, billions of people they engaged in this practice, that is fishing. The environmental impact of fishing can be divided into issues that involve the ability of fish to be caught. Such a overfishing or sustainable fisheries and fisheries management and issues that involve the impact of fishing on the environment. Such a or in which way these people are doing this practice, or which animals or which marine animal they caught, that is important. So this fishing should be sustainable. So there is a growing gap between how many fish are available to be caught and humanity's desire to catch them. So in a particular period, a particular amount of fishes they must caught, but human desire, we know, they they goes for different kind of animals and different number of fishes they caught around their along with their eggs and all these small fishes, and they are going to destroy that animals or that wild marine animals. So this impact is very dangerous for on environment, particularly along with fish or along with fishes, they they are going to caught tortoise and other animals which are playing very important role in that biodiversity. So this is also a impact of fishing on in the environment. Second one is irrigation. Irrigation practice is very important as we know in agricultural practices. But our irrigation practices are different. Suppose in the picture, as we are observing, one canal is there and billion metric uh, water is flowing on by through this canal, and half of amount of water get wasted there, or different people they they uses that water instead of irrigation. Second thing is that in the last or in the below diagram photo, we can observe that sprinklers are there. So half of the or 70% water get evaporated in the environment. So this is what, so we are wasting the water. Or the environmental impact of irrigation that includes the changes in quality and quantity of the soil and water as a result of irrigation. So we have to increase the quality of soil, or we have to increase the yield. So the impact of these hydrological conditions, we are going to change the hydrological conditions of the earth. So an irrigation schemes often draws water from the river and distributed it over the irrigated areas as a hydrological result. So it is found that the evaporation in the scheme is increased. The groundwater, uh, whatever we recharge, is the scheme is increased. The level of water tables are raised. The drainage flow is increased. So what is this? So we can conclude that due to these irrigation practices, or we can say due to wrong practices of irrigation, we are wasting these water, valuable water on the earth, or this is a cause of um, impact of human activities on the environment. Next one is agricultural land loss and erosion. So as we know, when we are using agricultural land, so nowadays what happened? Due to human activities, acres of billions and billion acres of land, uh, we are lost. We lose that land for industrialization, urbanization, or whatever different purposes. Okay, so this is also an important cause. Beside this, soil erosion again an important factor which loses the land. So there are different causes behind soil erosion, imbalancing of the soil. So agricultural land loss and erosion is also a main cause of impact of human activities on environment. Okay, then our next beat or next concept is pollution. So we are very much aware about pollution from our previous classes. We are very much uh, syllabus about pollution. Here also once again we are going to study types of pollution and all these things. So we know pollution. What is pollution? So pollution may be defined as the presence of um, substances, harmful substances, or when the harmful substances contaminate the environment, it is called pollution. Our pollution refers to the very bad condition of environment. in terms of quantity and quality. Or in other ways, we can define as the presence of extraneous material in particular environment in concentration that are harmful to living organism. Or pollution is the process of making land, water, air, or other parts of the environment dirty and unsafe or unsuitable to use. So this can be done through the introduction of contamination or contaminant into the natural environment. But the contaminant does not need to be uh, tangible. So things as simple as light or sound and temperature can be considered as a pollutant. So when introduced artificially into the environment, we are using rays, different artificial rays. They are also pollutants. So there are different types of pollutants as we know. Water pollution is there, air pollution is there, land pollution is there, noise pollution is there. First of all, we'll go for air pollution. So as we know, uh, air pollution means what? So air pollution is a change in the physical, chemical and biological characteristics of air that causes adverse effect on humans and other organisms. So ultimate result is a change in natural environment and ecosystem. So there are different causes of air pollution. So main causes of air pollutions are, we can differentiate into two types: natural sources and man-made sources. Natural sources are natural disaster which causes air pollution. Volcanoes are there, wildfires are there, then tornadoes are there. Some man-made sources are also there. They are responsible for air pollution. That factories or industries are there, industrialization. Automobiles are there, energy sources are there. These all are causes of air pollution. So the consumption of fossil fuel for releasing their stored energy in our most challenging air pollution problem. Air pollution is caused by harmful gases such as carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, and very small particles of carbons. Most of the pollution is caused by factories and vehicles, as we know in urban areas. So we know Delhi, our capital, is one of the most polluted city. So due to vehicles, so air is mainly a mixture of various gases such as oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen is there. So these are present in a particular ratio. Whenever there is any imbalance in the ratio of these gases, so in this condition we can say air pollution is caused. So air pollution may cause breathing problems such as asthma or other health problems may be there. So if you go for prevention and control measures of air pollution, so first prevention is that there are various prevention measures for air pollution. So first one is we have to plant trees. Very important thing is that plantation of trees is very important prevention for air pollution. Use public mode of transport, or we have to reduction of vehicle exhaustion. So encourage people to use more and more public modes of transportation to reduce pollution. Also try to make use of carpooling. If one of our colleague come from same locality and they have same timing, so one can explore this option to save energy and money also. So this may air pollution may prevent, this practice may prevent air pollution. Next one is using less pollution fuel, or we have to conserve energy. So switch off fans, lights when you are going out, large amount of fossil fuels are burned to produce electricity. So one may ask, so what is connection in between light energy and air pollution? So friends, to prepare light energy, we have to burn coal, and coal produces air pollution, fossil coal. So one can save the environment from degradation by reducing the amount of fossil fuel to be burned. Then understand the concept to reduce, reuse and recycle. So do not throw away items that are of no use to one. In fact, reuses them for the some other purposes. Industrial area should be seated for away from residential area. So MIDC or whatever industrial areas are there, so they are, nowadays what happen, cities are growing and residential areas and industrial areas, they come together. So we have to um, keep these areas away from each other. So then use energy efficient devices, emphasis on clean energy resources. We have to clean energy technology like solar, wind, and such kind of natural resources we have to use. Governments of various countries, they have been providing grants to consumers who are interested in this installation of solar panel, etc. In our country also there are some government schemes for using the solar energy. So use of tall chimneys reduces concentration of air pollutants at ground level, etc. So these are certain prevention or preventive measures for air pollution. So power to declare air pollution control areas, power to give instructions for ensuring standards for emission of automobiles, restrictions on use of certain industrial plants, person carrying on industry, etc., not to allow emission of air pollutants in excess of the standards laid down by state board, power of entry and inspection, power to obtain information. So these are very important prevention measures to control air pollution. Okay, thank you.